Hello students, I hope you are doing well and completing your studies with the help of these videos. Now in previous video I had given you some instructions for maintaining writing work and I hope you are doing your work very well. Once again I want to remind you to write in neat and clean handwriting. So today our session is on chapter 6, that is changes around us. Let's take a view on the topics that we will cover in this chapter. Classification of changes, physical changes, chemical changes, and effect of heat on substance. So, you might have seen when you just plant a seed in a pot, see that after 10 days you will find that the small seed grows and start germinating. And a plant with so many branches and flowers appear. And some more example, like if you keep ice cube outside at room temperature, it start melting. That ice start converting into water. So in our daily life, we had seen the so many changes that take place every day around us, like germination of seeds, flowering of plants, melting of ice, evaporation of water, drying of clothes, burning of fuels, etc. So among these, some changes can be noticed immediately, while some other changes are noticed after some time or may changes go unnoticed. So, have you seen the weather changes? Yes. So, weather changes due to heat of the sun and day and night alternate because of the rotation of earth. In same way, every changes has a cause and that causes can bring out the changes in shape, size, position, color or state of the things. Like movement of the earth round the sun, it changes the position of earth. Shapes of the moon, it changes the shape of the moon during a month. Growth in organism, it shows the change in size. In morning you have seen that sun looks red and in noon it looks white, so it changes the color. And formation of cloud, it's change in states, and you may feel the different temperature at different hours of the day, so it shows the change in temperature. So on the basis of these causes we can classify the changes in the following things categories. First, slow and fast changes, reversible and irreversible changes, periodic and non-periodic changes, desirable and undesirable changes, and physical and chemical changes. So first we will discuss about slow and fast changes. See, the changes that occur over a long period of time are called slow change, and such type of change are very slow and may take hours, days, month or even year to show. Like germination of seeds, an example you are seeing in figure, that it takes a month to germinate a seeds into a plants having the all parts. Rusting of iron, growing a baby into an adult, these all shows the examples of slow changes. Change in season also are the example of slow changes. Now second is fast change. The change that occur within a short period of time. Short period means it takes only a few seconds or millisecond to take place. Like lightning of a matchstick, lighting of cooking gas, bursting of balloon. These all are the examples of fast change. Clear? So slow changes are the changes that occur over a long period of time, and fast changes are the changes that occur within a short period of time, or it takes seconds or millisecond to happen. Okay, now next is reversible and irreversible change. Okay, reversible change. See, if we convert water into ice, then again by melting water can brought, And this process is reversible, means we can change water into ice and again ice into water. So we can say that if a change can be reversed by reversing the condition, is called reversible change. Like when a sprig of mimosa, touch me not plant, is touched, then its leaflets close and after some time they open out as before. If you touch the spring again, it shows the same reaction. It means that this is a change that is reversible one. Stretching of rubber band is a reversible change. In case of melting of ice, no changes in nature of substance means we can change water into ice, but ice have the property of water, only the state is changed in this process. It is still a water form. And when we melt the ice, no new product is formed. Like I said, we convert water into ice, but do you see any new product in whole process? No. It is still a form of water, only you change its state from liquid to solid and from with the process of melting solid to liquid. Clear? So if the change can be reversed by reversing its condition are referred as reversible change. Second is irreversible change. Now in case of irreversible change, it possible in only one direction. Nature of the substance changes and new products are formed. For example, if I cut the vegetable, I made it into a curry. Now that curry tastes something different from the vegetable itself. That is what? It is a new change. Nature of the substance changes. And in case of irreversible change, it is possible only in one direction. Means it cannot come back into its original substance, like burning of paper. When we burn the paper, it converted into ashes. We cannot convert ash as back to the paper. Cooking of food also is the example of irreversible change. Clear? Are you getting my point? Like if the change can be reversed by reversing the condition, they are referred as reversible change, and the changes that cannot be reversed are called irreversible change. Okay? Now next is periodic and non-periodic change. Before that, you can classify that change into natural change and man-made change also, like high and low tides in the sea, formation of cloud, change of day and night, shedding of leaves of the tree. These all are the natural changes as they occur themselves in nature. And that construction of dams on river, houses in colonies, roads, cutting of forests, these all are the example of man-made changes. Okay. Now next one is periodic and non-periodic changes. The changes which are repeated after a fixed interval of time, with repeat itself after a fixed interval of time. Right? Example, swing of the pendulum of the clock. Seen first diagram. You might have seen the pendulum of the clock. It moves after a fixed interval of time. Changes in season during the course of year. It also change after a fixed interval. Different phases of moon during a period of 1 month, and spinning of earth on its axis. It is also a fixed interval of time, means after 24 hours earth completed the duration of 1 day. And high and low tides are also the example of periodic changes. Now then, what are non-periodic changes? The changes that are not repeated at a regular interval of time, like earthquake, car accident. These changes can occur at any time and they do not have any periodicity. Flood, landslide, a shooting star in sky, we cannot predict it. Okay. Next is desirable and undesirable change. Desirable means, as name it is given, the changes which benefit us in some way or others are called desirable change. Means that are beneficial to us, like drying of clothes in the sun, burning of cooking gas, ripening of fruits. Okay. Now some changes which bring us some form of harm or cause destruction are undesirable change, like occurrence of earthquake, breaking of tumbler, spoiling of foodstuffs. These all are undesirable changes that we don't want to happen. Okay. Now next is physical change. A change in which no new substances form is called physical change. A physical change is temporary and is reversible. It's a kind of reversible changes. Okay? Reversible changes are considered into physical change, and it is temporary, means we can get it back. In a physical change, the composition of substance remain unchanged, and it only changes the physical property of the substance. Physical property means change in state, shape, size, color, volume and density. So example, melting of ice, stretching of rubber, these all are the example of physical change. So now we will discuss some examples by which you can get an idea about the characteristics of physical change. What are the common characteristics of the physical change that we considered the example? Okay. Interconversion of state of water. Interconversion, that change itself. Like when ice is in the form of solid state. Now when ice is placed in an open plate, then what will happen? It changes into water, and water is in liquid state. And when the water is boiled, it changes into water vapor, and water vapor is a gaseous state. So first solid change into liquid and liquid change into gaseous state, means ice change into water and water change into water vapor. Now if water vapor is cool, it changes back into water, which on cooling change into ice again. Now within the whole process, no new substances form, and all these changes are reversible. Thus we can say that interconversion of state of water is a physical change. You might get this question also, that how interconversion of state is an example of physical change. So you have to explain that how in all the form of water changes itself in solid, liquid and gaseous form, and with the process of what we can change back into water. Clear? Now next example is dissolving a solid in a liquid. Suppose you have dissolved a mass of common salt in a small quantity of water. Now it forms a solution. Heat the dish over a water bath until all the water has evaporated. Now what you will get? The salt left behind. Weigh the salt again. It weighs the same. Means the composition of solid that we had taken in this example is not changed. So this is the example of physical change. Next is stretching of a rubber band. When we stretch a rubber band, it changes its shape, but when we applied force is removed, it returned to its original shape. So there is a change in shape only for the short period of time, and we can get the original shape. So it is an example of physical change. Next, drying of wet clothes. Water evaporates from wet clothes on drying. Water vapor changes back into water on cooling, hence it is also a physical change. Tearing a sheet of paper. When we tear a sheet of paper, no new substances form, only the paper changes its shape and size. One more thing, we had included that physical changes are reversible, but some cases like tearing of pages, cutting of pages, breaking of wood. They are physical change but irreversible. So that keep in your mind. Next is grinding of substance. When we grind substance like wheat, rice, no new substance is formed. Only the grains break into the fine particles. So the originality of the substance maintained. Hence it is a physical change. Melting of butter. When butter melts in a dish, it only changes shape and size and remains the same. Means after melting also butter is butter. No new substance formed. Therefore, it is a physical change. But burning of butter is a chemical change because many new substances such as smoke, gas, and water vapor are formed. Same example you will get in melting of wax also or burning of wax. Melting of wax candle is a physical change and burning of wax is a chemical change because in burning, when we burn anything, we get new substance, ashes, smoke, gas, water vapor, etc. Next example is boiling, evaporation and condensation. All the three processes are shows in the term of physical change. Means on heating a liquid change into its vapor state at a definite temperature called boiling, and on cooling at a fixed temperature the vapor is converted into liquid state and that is called condensation. And the conversion of liquid into its vapor at a temperature below its boiling point is called evaporation. So all these three processes, boiling, evaporation and condensations, are in physical change. Next is hammering of metals to form sheet. Malleable is the property of metal, means they can be beaten into thin sheets. But the sheets of metal contain the same substance, only their shapes get changed. So we can say that the hammering of metal into a sheets is a physical change. And last one is rubbing of alcohol. If we rub alcohol, the alcohol left uncovered will evaporate quickly into the air. It turns to a gas but maintain the property of alcohol. Hence it is called a physical change. Means on the basis of all examples, we can say that the physical change have the characteristics that physical change is temporary, easily reversible, no new substance are formed in physical change, only their states are changed. No alternation of mass take place, means the substance itself remain the same during whole process. There is usually no loss or gain of energy during the physical change. Okay, now this is all about the physical change. Now second is chemical change. Chemical change means it is a permanent change in which entirely new substances are formed with different properties and they are irreversible change. They are exactly the opposite of physical change. Means new substances are formed, they are irreversible and they are permanent change. Means the original substance loses its own composition and properties. In chemical change, some reaction produce heat and called exothermic reaction, whereas others may require heat to enable the reaction to occur. They are called endothermic reaction. Example of chemical changes are burning of paper. Means after burn the paper, we get the completely new substance as ash. Cooking of food also, I told you in starting of this lecture that cooking of food we cannot reverse it. So for understanding the characteristics of chemical change, let's discuss some example of it. Okay, sharing of sugar. When sugar is heated over a flame, the sugar start melting. Obviously it start melting. On a continuous heating, a black powdery substance is left behind. So this powdery substance has different properties than sugar and cannot be converted back into sugar. Thus the sharing of sugar is a chemical change. Next, rusting of iron. When iron is left for some time in an open place, a brown surface substance deposit on it due to water vapor and air. And if no precautions are taken, the entire iron get rusted. You might have seen the all metals have the shining property, but sometimes iron that we use at in the form of rod, they doesn't shine because of the rusting of it. Rust means it changes into a reddish brown substance, and the property of this brown substance are different from that of the iron. So it is a chemical change, means before the starting of reaction we get iron, and after the process of this rusting of iron we have a new substance with new properties. Metabolism, digestion of food. Digestion of food in our body is a chemical change. How? The food we eat goes into stomach where it is churned and converted into liquid form. The digested food in the liquid form is absorbed into the blood. Means we cannot reverse the process of digestion of food, hence it is a chemical change. And after every process we get a new substance. Okay, cooking of food, it is a chemical change because cooking changes its taste, order and composition of the food. Fermentation, it is a change that takes place mostly in drinks, fruits and vegetables. Like the process of fermentation changes the substance of the matter. As a result, its form, taste, smell and composition matter are changed. Hence it lost its initial properties, so it is considered in a chemical change. Okay, so according to the all these examples that we have discussed now, we can find the characteristics of chemical changes. So in chemical changes, new substance with different properties are formed. A chemical change is a permanent change and cannot be reversed to get back to the original substance. And the composition of the product is different from the reactant. Product means the new substance that form and reactant are the original substance. And in chemical changes, they are accompanied by the energy. Like when quicklime comes in contact with water and slaked-lime is produced by the evolution of large amount of heat energy. So it changes the form of energy also. So I think it is clear about physical and chemical change. Now let's understand a change that occur because of the difference in temperature or because of the intermixing of the substance. Change in temperature means we can increase the temperature or decrease the temperature. So if there is a change in temperature in a reaction, then what will happen? Either the substance can expand or either the substance can contract. So when these two, contraction and expansion, take place, see, heat causes bodies to change their state and size. For example, because of heat only, ice change into liquid, or solid wax change into liquid wax. Heating of the substance bake to expand it means the amount of expansion differ in solid, liquid and gas. Means when you increase the temperature, it start expanding itself, and what amount of heat you have to give, that is differ from solid, liquid and gas. See, first solid. Have you seen the bullock cart or tanga? It has an iron rim fitted to a wooden wheel. Why and how? The rim is made slightly smaller than the wooden wheel because the rim is heated, as a result of which it expands. Now when the hot rim is then slipped into the wheel. After fitting, cold water is poured over the rim. Now what will happen? When rim cools, it fits tightly on the wooden wheel. So it shows that when we increase the temperature, the substance expands, and when we decrease the temperature, the substance contract. Contract means shrink. Like solid and liquid, gases also expand on heating. Means if you keep an inflated balloon in sun for some time, its size increases. So this is because the air in the balloon expands from the heat of the sun. So the summary of this effect of heat on substance is, on heating solid expand least. Least means very less than, in between solid liquid gas, while the gases expand the most. Okay. Next is on cooling. On cooling, solid contract least while the gases contract the most. On both, for expansion or for contraction, solid is in least and gases are in the first point. Or we can say that cooling is the just opposite of heating, as it causes the substance to contract. In case of water, water is an exception. Means it contracts on cooling till its temperature reaches 4 degrees Celsius. And on further cooling below 4 degrees Celsius, it expands. So this you have to remember. Now it is a revision map to review this chapter, whole the chapter as a summary. So we see the changes that take place around us all the time. Means causes that change in position, shape, size, color, state and temperature. So according or on the basis of this, we can differentiate into two: physical change and chemical change. Example of physical change are stretching of rubber band, rubbing of alcohol, tearing of paper. An example of chemical changes are cooking of food, fermentation, shedding of sugar, digestion of food, etc. So the properties of physical changes are like they are temporary and reversible. No new substance are formed in physical change, and there is no loss and gain of energy during the change. And what about chemical change? Their property, they are permanent and irreversible. New substance is formed with different properties, with new properties. And composition of product is changed, and the change has formed by the change in energy. Okay. I hope you understand the chapter very well. Revise it from your book, or you can read it or view this video again. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Till then, stay at home.